Hey YouTube, how's everybody today? Today I want to talk about an artist named Thavius Beck. This is his 2006 album called Thru. It was released on Mush Records. I first caught wind of Thavius Beck when I was doing my Saul Williams review for his solo album. And that album was excellent. Thavius Beck did some production on that album, so I decided to check him out. And as I was doing this review, I discovered he's actually got quite the resume for like musical endeavors and musical collaborations and stuff like that too. He's done production for artists like Nas and Bus Driver. He's done production for bands like Mars Volta, Daedelus. He's produced an album by this artist on Big Data Records called K the Eye. And he's also done like some 9 Inch Nails remixes, some Saul Williams remixes. He helped Trent Reznors work on Saul Williams' newest album, The Rise and Fall of Niggy Tardust. And he's also a member of this band called Lab Waste. He's got another solo project out called Ad Lib, not to be confused with Mad Lib. Thru is 13 songs, 46 minutes long. And it's pretty much just like really cold electro beats meets like hip hop break beats and stuff like that too. Big washes of synthesizer, lots of piano and keyboards and drum programming. Very, very much so electro. A lot of samples. He samples hand claps on here, samples broken glass. He MCs on a couple songs. He's got Saul Williams on a track. He's got Mia Dai Todd on a track. He's got his friend 2Mex on a track. The 2Mex track on here is actually pretty good. But then the rest of the album's mostly just kind of cold, very electro hip-hop sounding too. It's kind of like borderline futuristic sounding, but not really. But the instrumentals is kind of what makes the CD kind of lag, because they're all kind of the same. They don't have a lot of variation or variety. They don't have a lot of song dynamic or anything like that. They're kind of reminiscent of Trent Reznors' newer instrumental albums, like his Ghost stuff, where it's not really has a lot of variety and stuff. It's very, very cold and desolate sounding like that. The production on here is really, really shiny. He's got a really a lot of people say he's a good programmer, a good producer too. He's also supposed to be a saxophone player and a bass player too, but there's no real sax on here. Thavius comes out of LA. He's an LA guy, but yeah. Lyrical content on here just deals with like usual kind of like left field stuff, like political stuff, political topics of like social isolation and like, you know, personal struggles and like social commentary. Thavius, I read an interview with him and he said he likes to draw from like personal experience and personal struggles in his life and stuff, and I guess he does. Like the content on here is pretty smart. It's just more of the production makes everything kind of too sterile, too cold. There's not a lot of variety. Every song kind of just doesn't really have a build. It kind of just starts and then he incorporates a beat and stuff, and then it just kind of unwinds and ends. There's no real like nothing really engaging, nothing that really have a lot of emotional resonance to you, and nothing that'll really stick. Like the Saul Williams songs on here too, the songs with the MCs are okay, as long as there's vocals to complement it, but other than that, there's nothing really to draw you in at all. Like it's a very cold listening experience, it's very sterile, you know, it's nothing that great. Just a lot of skittering and clattering beats and stuff. Songs are either like several beats per minute going, or there's actually really slow tracks on here too, like they're complemented by piano and stuff too, but there's usually just like really fast drum programming and drum beats and stuff. Not much in the way of artwork either, just this picture of the tunnel on that I guess you're driving through. Maybe that's why he called it Thru. I don't know why he spelled Thru like this and not Thru, Through, but Thru like a drive-through. And then on the inside it's got lyrics. He writes a little thank you note to the buyer here. It's kind of sweet. And then the rest of the case is just this. Track listing and then nothing. But yeah, he's got a very long resume though, and it's got quite the list of accomplishments in the music scene and stuff. A lot of people praise him for his, like, you know, Saul Williams and his 9 Inch Nails remixes and stuff too. But yeah, I can't see anyone really liking this too much unless you're really into like left field electro hip hop and you like your music very cold, very sterile, very kind of emotionless. If you really like Trent Reznors' double disc album that was ghost instrumentals, or you're just a Saul Williams completist, because the Saul Williams track on here is decent too. Like, it's not Saul Williams' best work, but whatevs, right? But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's the second album. It was released in 2006, Mush Records, Thavius Beck's album, Thru. And I'm through.
uneventful.